We have to reach an agreement on the assault we're going to launch.
Very well. Our strategy will essentially depend on you and your companions. I'll be attaching a group of soldiers to your party for support.
That's out of the question. The more of us there are, the greater the risk that we'll be noticed. I'm taking Edwin. Her knowledge and powers make her the best suited to go with me.
I would very much like you to have someone I trust with you. And this Edwin does not seem like that person.
Huh. She'll be delighted to hear that.
I could go with you. You know that I'm stealthy and can make myself useful.
That's a pretty good compromise. With the three of us, we stand a chance. What do you say, Your Highness?
I agree. I'm counting on you, Relmar, to remember the interests of your people. The result of this battle depends on your success. You need to sneak into the city, get to the drawbridge, and lower it. Then you can open the gate for us. I will personally be leading our army, and I'll enter the city as soon as you've opened the gate. I think that the element of surprise and our advantage in numbers should be enough to overcome the Deadwalkers. And your help in this battle will be of inestimable value.
Excellent. If all goes according to plan, I'll be able to go to Black Frost's realm after that. You can't have too many elite troops and freeborn blades on this expedition.
Are you ready for the assault? There must be neither distraction nor setback. We won't have a second chance. If you have business to deal with, you should deal with it now.
We're not alone. What the hell is that thing with all those legs?
It is a concubine. Lord Blackfrost has always had somewhat unusual erotic tastes. Why would she be here, unless she already knows of our plan?
Curse them! Look at the support pillars. They crawl with Deadwalkers.
A trap, and a good one. Your little friends will be taken from the rear, if you'll pardon the expression.
We must prevent it. We have to hurry to open the drawbridge.
I say we must not. This concubine has given us an opportunity. We must attack her while her troops are busy elsewhere. These are creatures of great power. You must absorb them one by one if you hope to stand against Lord Blackfrost. Those other men are already as good as lost.
Do not heed the words of this witch! If you do not open the bridge, all our soldiers will die, and this war will be over. I do not believe you even have need of this misshapen beast's supposed power. This evil whore is twisting your mind. She wishes to weaken us. From the beginning, she has been hiding something from us, and it will go ill for you if you trust her.
Really? I would have hoped for a little more affection from someone who spies on me when I bathe.
Relmar is right. If we do nothing, those elves are dead.
So be it. Go then. Help your lost army, but remember that you have condemned us all. At best, you will gain a little time, but you will never have a better chance than the one that you are now throwing away.
Are you well?
Better than ever.
Then let us make haste. We must open these gates.
At last, I meet the hard heads who resist the Lords of the Frozen Shadow. Oh, Winters is furious with you, you know. He's most fond of his juggernauts. And I suspect you may also be responsible for the death of his general? But you are mine. None but me dare lay hands upon my concubines, not even the other Ice Lords. This is a lesson you will learn from pain. An eternity of pain. I have to admit, you really are full of surprises. These powers of yours are interesting. Nonetheless, you just aren't in the same class as a Lord of the Frozen Shadows. It wouldn't be sporting of me to eliminate you so early in the day. But you do have potential. I will leave you a little time to build your strength. When you think you're ready to face me, come to my domain. We will finish this, once and for all.
Well, I think we should count ourselves fortunate that he seems to like you. Though I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Huh. Where did Edwin go?
I know not, but I for one shall not miss her. It would not surprise me if she had betrayed us and returned to the enemy.
That wouldn't make any sense.
Perhaps it would to her. Let us go and help my brothers. We will have need of all our allies if we are to conquer this Ice Lord.
Let's go.
Thou wilt fail. Thy weakness condemns us both.
My weakness drove off a necromancer.
For he would have thy power, Istol, and he leaveth thee the time to grow it for him, that he may return to claim it.
Becoming stronger bothers me not in the least. Black Frost made a serious mistake, and his trap will be the end of him.
There are 6 ritual spears planted in my flesh. Black Frost is but one of them. How much longer must I endure this charade? Hasten thee to rejoin with me.
I will return to the World Heart when I'm ready. This necromancer is an obstacle that cannot be ignored.
No, I have had enough of this prison, of this sacrilege, of this servitude. How dare thee leave me thus? Thou art no better than they.
Wake up, Vulcan. This is not the moment.
All this energy, everywhere, we draw near our goal.
Look out!
It's another one of those bitches.
Do you know this place?
I've never been here, but I've heard about it. Before Black Frost set himself up here, this was an ancient elven city, long abandoned.
Why is that?
It was a city dedicated to the arts and entertainment. Something about the architecture, or perhaps the place itself, seemed to augment the power of the work that artists here were able to do. The tale is told of a tragedy being performed here that was so powerful that all the spectators and the whole city just died. I'm serious. After that, no elf wanted to come back here. The place was thought to be cursed. It can't be. That's Prince Arundel. We can't just leave him here like this. We have to take care of him.
You really think that now is the time to hold a funeral? We've been tripping over bodies for days.
I wasn't speaking of his body. We don't even practice ritual burial. But we must take care of his soul.
So now you take yourself for a priest?
Of course not. Don't you remember the Stone of Souls? Where each elf stores his memories, his feelings? Know that in the case of the kings and the princes, this stone is particularly important. It is unique and very ancient. It's all the memories of all the kings of the past in one jewel. We cannot simply leave it here. This stone has a crucial role for our people. And what's more, it contains immense power.
And you want to get it back?
Precisely. Without it, there will no longer be a king to reign over the elves. And who knows how it might be used if it were to fall in the wrong hands.
Plus, you might need it yourself, right? But meanwhile, we're pretty much stuck. There's no way to get to his body.
You're right. Find a way past.
There, you see? Already giving orders, Your Majesty.
Vulcan, I knew that you would find us.
Did you get separated? Where are the others?
Well, the attack of this concubine took us by surprise. The group was broken up, and unfortunately not everyone managed to escape. We set up camp and did some reconnaissance.
What did you find out?
Not very much for the moment. This area is particularly hostile. There is a powerful, corrupting magic everywhere. It seems to strengthen the undead and weaken us. Nevertheless, Mathras seems to thrive in this strange atmosphere. He has been serving as our scout.
I've been sensing something unhealthy in the air. This field of corruption might cause us to slow down.
I can feel it too. It's not the nicest feeling I've ever had, but I don't think it's gonna slow us down much.
Speak for yourself. My head feels like an anvil, and that's without my even listening to Randval say anything. If I have to continually fight against this evil magic, there's a good chance that I will start to slow you down.
I understand. Let's go and find Mathras. He might have found out something useful. Mathras, you're still alive.
Are you trying to be funny? Of course I am. Though I did nearly have to change bodies. So here we are, a little closer to our goal. Of course, the next thing we must do is to find a way to dispose of Blackfart's wives.
Blackfart's wives?
Are you shocked? Blackfrost's polygamy is probably a reflection of his megalomania, even though it was quite common in the past. The most powerful of them is called the Guardian. She is protecting the palace entry, and I fear she is invulnerable as long as her 3 sisters live. You must first face the Creator, the Stalker, and then the Watcher, if you are to have any chance of defeating her.
I've already beaten one of them. I can kill the others.
I don't doubt it, but this place is bathed in a kind of corruption that lends strength to these creatures.
Is there a way of getting rid of it?
Probably. There are still a few red scribes around. Stupid though they are, they may have some idea how to proceed.
I'm happy to see that you are still alive. I wish I could say the same for your companions.
Sybil? Randval?
Neither they nor your mercenary comrades show any sign of life, which leads me to think, what horrible carnage.
I'll have to go look around the place in case one of them is still alive.
Even if there's only a slim chance, you shouldn't hesitate. Unfortunately, we've got something else on our minds. Mathras doubtless spoke to you about the strange corruption in this place. Corruption that makes the undead much more powerful, sometimes even unbeatable.
Do you know of a way to beat it back or wipe it out?
I believe I have an idea, yes. the corruption does not extend to all places in the same way. Some areas seem to be exempt. And I believe the undead I saw there were less comfortable. These are exactly the same places as where the crystals with magical capabilities can be found. If you can gather some, we will be able to make you a talisman that will let you drive back the corruption around you, and so fight the undead as you usually would.
And repulse the Deadwalkers?
I doubt that the lone talisman is powerful enough for that. Added to which, you have to stay completely still. But the idea...
When he looks like that, it means he's trying to think. Funny, isn't it? Here, I'll show you the zones where you can find the crystals on your map.
Excuse me, I was lost in thought. Here, take this to gather the crystals, and bring us back as many as possible. That's a pretty good idea. If we place the crystals around the camp, we should be able to keep the undead away from here. Of course, we'll need more than it takes to make a single talisman.
All right, I'll bring it back for you. Mithras, do you have a moment?
My dear, I have all of eternity.
I want to ask you a couple of questions. Why are you still here?
Well, you see, my dear, my curiosity knows no bounds. And you already know I'm immortal. I should think those two reasons would be enough to allow me to be present for the end of the world, though obviously it is my dearest wish that your little plan should succeed. Your capacity to resist the intrusion in your body of an extraordinary spirit is absolutely fascinating. Know that if the world is not totally destroyed in the next few hours, but that you should fall, I will personally ensure that your story is remembered.
I don't know if I should thank you for that. This Black Frost, have you ever met him before?
It's entirely possible, but if I did, he didn't go by that name in those days. You see, at that time, I found the company of any and all living creatures quite simply unbearable. I had decided to move to an area as far away from anyone else as possible. As the desert climate tends to wear out my bodies faster, I opted to move up to the great frozen north. I lived there peacefully in my modest palace for some years, until one day, a small group of people arrived. There were a dozen apprentice sorcerers who called themselves the White Lords. Believe me, in those days, Lord was about the last thing anyone would think of calling them. On reflection, I should have slain them on the spot for having disturbed my peace and stolen some books from my archives. But I was rather bored, and their thefts intrigued me, and so I followed them. I picked up their trail in a city a few towns along. There were quite a few of them at the time, and the locals seemed to like them well enough.
Are you talking about the Ice Lords?
Yes, of course, though they weren't calling themselves that. I watched them for a while, but they were so ridiculous that I quickly grew bored of them. Clearly, managing to steal from my library had been the result of the merest stroke of luck.
And Black Frost?
Doubtless he was one of them. A talentless conjurer who imagined himself a great mage without having any of the abilities to go with the title. Of course, with the passing of time, and using my research, they finally managed to achieve their goal. If they're still the gang of megalomaniacs that they were, then they are extremely dangerous.
Did you know all along that Edwin was really the White Lady?
Yes, even though I almost didn't recognize her with all that clothing on. You may not believe it, but when she was a young girl amongst the White Lords, she liked to stroll around nearly naked.
How come you never said anything?
Oh, please. It would be a shame to spoil the delightful humor of such a situation.
Vulcan, you came. Thank you. But I think that... I'm sorry. My time is near.
You're not dying here. Tell me what I can do.
I need medicine. A potion. A bandage. Something. My strength is almost gone. I can't do it myself.
Here, I got what you need. That's gonna help.
I thought I wouldn't make it. Thank you, Vulcan.
Don't mention it. I was just passing by, you know. How the hell did you get yourself into this mess?
After you disappeared, I got separated from the other survivors. 3 other scribes were with me, but we were attacked by one of the concubines. It was the Creator, one of Black Frost's wives.
She let you go.
I wish she had. No. The other scribes threw themselves at her so I could escape. They gave their lives to save me. That goddamned piece of filth! I'm gonna make her pay!
I've never seen you this angry before. But there are other, more urgent things first. We should leave here. Come with me.
The knight thanks his friend for coming to his aid. He is surprised to find that he is happy to still be alive.
There was no way I was gonna leave you like that. It would be best if you rest and get your strength back at the camp. It's over by the sewer outlets.
You will go no further.
Edwin. Or should I say, White Lady. It's nice of you to come and see me. You left in such a rush.
Laugh while you can, you idiot. Your stupidity has condemned this world.
That's funny, coming from a fallen ice lady.
You had a chance to take Black Frost by surprise, a unique opportunity to thwart him, and you let it slip through your fingers.
What? Do you think I'm here to enjoy the scenery?
You are here because he wishes it so. He's waiting for you. You have given him time to prepare for you, to think of a way to get his hands on the power you hold. And there can be no question of letting him do as he wishes. For over a year I have labored alone to liberate the World Heart. The power belongs to me and no one else.
Don't worry. I'm gonna give you more than you can take.
Short, but sweet.
I found your crystals.
Good. Very good. But I'm afraid that it's too late. Look around you. There's only a handful of us left. As soon as Black Frost turns his attention to the camp, we are finished. What's the point of wearing myself out to make this talisman for you? We may as well just surrender. You were able to resist the demon while keeping some of its powers. But we are in a dead end.
All right, grab your things. We're going.
I don't understand. Where do you want to go?
You want to surrender up? So let's go. The only problem is that to get to see Black Frost, we have to get past the concubines. And we're back where we started.
It's just that...
You don't really believe what you're saying, do you?
Doesn't it seem just a tad contradictory to you that if that idiot of a wet puppy wants to give up, it's fine, but if I talk about it, it's wrong?
I think that I understand what your friend, the mercenary, means. You're right. I'll make the talisman for you. But you should speak to Mathras. He seems to know things we don't about the creatures blocking the road.
Have you seen the smith, Renko?
He was in the camp just a short time ago. But he was complaining about needing materials, I think. He was talking about going in the sewers to find them. The poor fellow must be dead by now.
Not exactly the smartest decision he ever made, is it? But maybe he just got lost. When I can, I'll go see if I can find him.
Vulcan! The gods be praised! You saved my life. Without you, those things would have ripped me to shreds a few yards from the way out.
There are quite a few nasty things in the sewers. We should go back up. What the hell were you doing in there on your own?
I needed supplies. And did you see the bodies? You just had to bend down to collect iron, leather, and even entire pieces of armor. Everything an honest blacksmith needs to keep a forge worthy of the name going.
Yeah, for the moment, looks like all you've been collecting is shit. We're going. This place is way too dangerous to just hang around and chat. Okay, the news is not great. According to what I've been able to find out with Mathras, the Palace of Blackfrost is guarded by another one of his concubines, and it looks like she's too powerful for me to take.
Well, there was never much doubt about that, my boy, if you'll pardon my honesty. All is not lost, however. As I told you before, if you manage to eliminate the 3 other concubines, the power of the Guardian will be considerably reduced.
And while our own power is increased.
That's the plan. If somebody wants to come with me, we'll go together and track down these misunderstood love monsters. I'll be counting on the others to guard the camp. It's bound to get pretty hot around here fast, even more so if I mess this up.
I could come with you. I may not be the most powerful being among us, but I do know how to make myself useful. You can trust me to help.
You are more than qualified to help me, Sybil. I have no doubts about that.
This will give me a chance to repay my debt to you. What's more, I want to get some payback on that evil creature.
In that case, get ready. We should move out now.
I'm ready.
The Knight has been waiting for this moment a long time. A fight without hope, where he might claim victory at the risk of his life.
Sorry, Randval, but I'm not that excited about fighting next to a suicidal maniac. I'm leading a battle, not somebody's heroic last stand.
I'll go. I'm the best hunter you will find. And I have a score to settle with those harlots.
I'm not sure you're ready for this. Not so soon after the massacre of your brothers.
I am elf enough to make that decision myself.
My goodness, going on a concubine hunt sounds an awful lot of fun. I will assist you by diverting the attention of the one they call the Stalker. I'll arrange it so that she stays on the side of the ancient bridge near the doors to the city. Meanwhile, you can deal with her 2 sisters without fear of interruption. I would, however, advise you not to waste too much time. I'm not convinced my conversation will hold these illiterates' attention indefinitely.
Here, this object should prove useful to you. I don't know whether it will function perfectly, or even less for how long, but I sort of had to improvise.
Well, thanks, I guess. What does it do?
If it works, the same thing as the pillars, except that you can carry this with you. It minimizes the corrupting magic around you. The concubines and the undead that you will meet will find themselves weakened.
Sounds great. Thanks, Liestus. It's time for me to go do it. Good luck to you here.
Good luck to you.
We can cross that off the list. That little bitch won't be ruining the sewers with her rotting waste anymore.
I'm grateful to you for letting me take my revenge on her. It was important to me. You know, I wasn't sure whether we would get out of this place alive, but I have confidence when I'm with you. And I am happy to be with you. I mean, when you're with me, when we're together, sharing this challenge. You know what I mean.
Come on. Can't you just admit that you like me?
Why do you always have to complicate everything?
What am I complicating?
Everything. You make me say things that I shouldn't even have to... you're so irritating.
Now that we've defeated the Creator, there should be fewer dead bodies blocking the way through the sewers.
Do you think we should go back now?
By the time we get there, the way through will be clear. We should be able to make it to the Prince's body.
Let's not lose any more time. Let's go.
After you. And so goes Prince Arundel, fifth of that name.
You did everything you could to save him. If you want to honor his memory and his heritage, you'll just have to become a great king. Whatever your difference is, I'm sure he holds none of it against you now.
In any case, this is not the time for lamentations. We need to rejoin the fight and try to save any that might still be alive. And I want to thank you, sincerely, for all that you've done for me. After all, even a king has need of friends.
I owe you my life, human. And more, actually.
Don't worry about it. It's been happening to everyone lately. There's a camp a bit of the way up. You should go there while the coast is clear.
Thank you. But there are still some prisoners over there. I can't just leave and act as if I don't know what's in store for them.
I'll see what I can do for them. Go back to the camp. The Red Scribes can take care of you.
Fantastic. Thanks again, soldier. Hope to see you at your camp.
Finally.
I know. The truth is, I kicked all the Dead Walkers' asses weeks ago, but I need some time to work up the guts to let you out, knowing how you'd be bitching at me.
Good to see you, Vulcan. I was up the creek this time.
Didn't want to tarnish the legend. Don't stay here. There's a camp not far away. Bet you're starving.
I heard voices across the way there. Elves, I think. Also prisoners.
Don't worry about that. I took care of it. Did you see any of our guys around?
Yeah. There's one of those ugly women on 4 legs around. She got several of our guys. I was able to observe her a bit. Looks like she's avoiding those pillars that are around here. That may be something you can use if you feel like fighting her. And knowing you...
A concubine, huh? Yeah, I won't let her get away from me.
Good. More power.
Smoker.
She was a tough one. Now I can see what Black Frost saw in her. Spunky. I think we've pretty much taken care of the concubines. That just leaves the Guardian. And the palace.
We should head back to camp. I'm not sure we'll be able to turn back once we get to Black Frost Palace.
There are still some of our brothers to be rescued. It looked like they were under the sway of one of the concubines.
I took care of them. You should find them there.
Good work, Captain.
Do you have any news from the other Freeborn Blades?
Almost all of them are dead. I think I saw Hawk's body, but there wasn't enough left to be sure it was him.
Shit.
You said it.
Okay, this is the moment where I politely suggest you tuck your tail between all those legs, run away and let us pass without looking back.
And what reason could I possibly have for doing you a favor like that, little being?
Well, to save your ass, pretty much. You must have sensed that your time was near when I dusted your sisters.
They were never my sisters, insolent one, and you have accomplished nothing. My daughters are inferior to me in every way, as are you.
Ah, motherly love. I never got any. Basically, I'm making this offer to you out of principle, but I'm really hoping you're going to make me rip you a third one in battle. Those other 2 are for pooping, right?
So be it. It will be my pleasure to grant you your last request.